Okay. Campus coming to some destinations. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Sure. Hello, 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 hello. Sure. I'm saying it to share this. It's charming, not what it's supposed to be. Hello, Vicky. Vicky Dancer. How are you? Long time. It's been a long time. I've talked to you or seen you anywhere. Good evening, Oluwatumishe. Oluwatumishe, welcome. At least today you're talking. Ask everybody. Ah, Jesus. Long time, long time. Yeah, let's begin to share. Let's share. We have an important, let me get my voice down. We have an important topic today. Hello, Amalola Oluranti. Hello, my sister. Yeah, go ahead and share. Share on WhatsApp, share on anywhere. Just share. Go ahead and share and share and share and call people and call people. Put it on your WhatsApp status. That's what I'm doing. Share with your WhatsApp contact. I'm well and grateful. Thank you, my. All right, Vicky. Share. Let us share, let us share, let us share, let us share. I was trying to do TikTok. This technology is. Let me see. Let me see if I can use this one on TikTok. Oh, this TikTok. I told Auntie Dama I don't. Let me see. Let me see if I can go on my TikTok, but I will not be able to see my. Uh, let's go ahead and share. Share, so I can start. I'm trying to see if I can go on TikTok. This TikTok is still my challenge. Live, live. Okay, I think I can go live on TikTok. Oh Jesus, how this the life changed. Sure. Hmm. Okay, let us share. I don't want to use this. Let me see. I think I have TikTok on this phone. You know. Okay. Let me see. I think I have TikTok on this other phone. Oh, continue with what now? do this? It's my phone. Okay, I think I'll figure out TikTok. Let me see. I think I can do. I can still do. Continue. Allow. Don't let me be displaying my TikTok ignorance for everybody now. I'll leave it right there. Let me see. Let me go live. One, two, three, go. Yes, I'm on TikTok too. So if anybody calls my phone now, I will not answer. Anyway, oh Lord, I can't do that. I have some, that's where I have my note because I really want to go through the notes today. So unfortunately, I don't think I can do TikTok today, but I will do TikTok to, let me see, it will hide. I don't think I'll be able to do TikTok. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, so how's everybody doing? How are you doing? Chidadalewa. Welcome to Ask Dr. O, Intimate Issues with Dr. O. Thank you for joining me like you always do. I like the way everybody begin to share, begin to share, begin to share, begin to share. I don't have any clients until 4 o'clock. So maybe when I finish on Facebook, I can hang out on TikTok for like 30 minutes. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. So we're here today to talk about childhood trauma. And when it comes to stuff like this, I'm an expert. Okay. It's not only that a therapist, I'm an expert when it comes to things like this. And I can tell you my experience of 24 years on this job gives me the authority to talk about this. So where you watching from? Drop where you're watching from. I don't know if we're gonna win anything today, but good afternoon, ma. My first lady. Good afternoon, ma. Good afternoon, ma. So today we're talking about unmasking childhood trauma from pain to power. That's what I titled it. So if I'm going to write an article about this, or if I'm going to do a seminar about this, which is how, yes, childhood trauma. I wrote this article to present in a that was presented at a seminar. I taught this in a seminar, so I'm gonna use my notes because it is very, very important. I've not been really, really active on Facebook because I'm busy. And once in a while, when I just come online, it's like something is waiting for me for God to say, okay, see that. And I decided to talk about this. I don't even know what happened last week. Who was here last week? I think something jumped at me. That was why I said next week we're going to talk about childhood trauma. I hope you guys can hear me properly. I'm in a business environment, so I cannot scream. It is not my house, I'm at the office. So, time to exhale indeed. Yes, please share. I promise you, somebody somewhere, anyhow, will be blessed with what we're about to talk about today. If it's not meant for you, it may be for your child. You may not know what your children are going through. Sometimes when your children talk to me, I'm like, oh goodness, the parents don't know what they're going through. Some of your adult kids will call me, and I think some teenagers have called me in the past. And it's so unfortunate that you don't know what a lot of them are going through. So welcome, welcome, welcome on board. This is the Intimate Issues with Dr. Ho. And then we also call it Ask Dr. O because you can ask me anything. If we can't answer it today, we'll answer it next week or I'll make a post about it. You can inbox me. I may not be able to open my inbox right now, but definitely, when you send me messages, I will talk about it in a post, or I will talk about it in the show. Unmasking childhood trauma from pain to purpose, from pain to power, from pain to power. That's what I title it. But from pain to purpose, to make sense, you understand? Because you have to turn your pain into power. So, oh yeah, share. I'm not gonna wait. I'm just gonna continue. Where are you watching from? I only see my first lady watching from Atlanta. And I think most of these people that I'm looking at, you're watching from Nigeria. So where are you watching from? Drop it in the comment section. A transformational teaching and healing discussion. I want to make this a discussion. I can share if you want to come online. I can actually send you a link. You can join me. I can at least I'm using Be Live. Um, I'm using the live stream so I can get guests on the show. We can have a good discussion. I haven't done that in a while, bringing somebody on. Okay, I think I need to. Let me see. I'll do a topic. I already know who I want to bring. Dr. Pamela just got a PhD, so I want to bring her. She's a psychologist. So I'm just. I saw a picture somewhere this morning. I said, "Oh, we need to talk. We need to come online. We need to talk." Okay, Funke is yes, yes. Mama Lide is calling is watching from Atlanta. Olufunke is watching from Lagos. So drop where you're watching from, and then we start. So this is gonna be a transformational teaching and healing. Please share it on your page. Even if you don't want to share it on any group or you don't want to share it on anybody's page, share it on your home page. Somebody will see it. I bet you somebody will see it. Share it on your WhatsApp status. I bet you somebody will see it. It's Unolua. Where are you watching from, Auntie? So today is gonna be teaching. I want to teach. I have my note right here that I'm looking at. I want to make it interactive, and I pray that this segment will be the start of a healing journey or healing process for somebody watching me. Okay? So, where are you watching from? Good afternoon. Yes, watching from Dallas. Thank you. Sister Funke Kolawole, where are you watching from? Okay, let's get this started. You know, if this is in a classroom, I would have played you a nice music. As a matter of fact, I can play my massage music on the ground for you. I just want you to calm down. I just want you to don't see this as a show. You always know this is a class. This is a master class. And I bet whatever you take from here today, if it's not meant for you, definitely it's meant for somebody. And you will be surprised who really, really need this. Okay? So let me play my I was listening to Fela yesterday, and a client walking is like, "Oh, I like that music." So we played Fela for his session. Let me see. I don't know if you can hear this, but this calms me down. I'm gonna turn it off now. But if this is in a classroom setting or seminar, I would have loved to play an underground calm music just to immerse you in what we're about to do. Because this, trust me, let mama disturbing me. So this is gonna be a healing process for somebody. Yes. So let's do this. What is childhood trauma? What when be dropping on your class and regular class students, you know how we do it. Just drop your comments. Okay. So I turn off the music. I don't want to be charged for anything. Come on, look, baby lady. Where's this thing? You understand? So, okay. So when you hear childhood trauma, to relax the nerves, yes, it's good. Just go on YouTube. You see all this calm music. You can't sleep at night. Go get. They have some that plays live. You know, you will just sleep off in 10 minutes. Whatever is in your mind, just relax. Right now, let us relax. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. Auntie me, Alaja. Good afternoon, ma. Where are you watching from? So, what is childhood trauma? You know, I can't remember what happened last week that makes me want to talk about this today. You know, a lot of things that I see online, I'm always in my therapist mind. So I don't just see things lightly. All these things that you will watch and you will laugh. For me, I think deep, I digest it, I analyze it. That's why I don't follow all these bloggers and stuff, because I think some of them are causing pain more than they think they are doing good. That is the truth. Yes, thank you, Adidayo. It's about Auntie Kemi. She posted something again today that I really, really sincerely want to post on my page. And I'm going to go back and look for it when I'm done and post it. She's been on this since she lost her father. Please, let's learn. And she's been saying a lot of secret things. You know, some people believe her, some don't believe her. And I think now I'm watching from Ibadan, Ilé Olúyọ̀lé, ìlú ọba, ìlú Aláàfin, ibi tí ogun ti ń kó, ibi tí ogun ti ń jó kì í bàjẹ́. Okay. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Yes, it's Olunloyo's case last week that makes me want to talk about trauma, childhood trauma. You know, some people believe her. I've known since the first day that woman posted something. I said, Auntie Yo Gbadun, because you cannot be in your right mind in your 50s and post something that she posted that day. I immediately knew something is wrong with her. So now that her father died, she's been posting a lot of things, revelation, secret, and stuff. Initially, people didn't believe her because, oh, Auntie Kemi Ogbadun, with, you know, lóòótọ́ talk Ogbadun because she has mental issues. And since her father died, it's been from one thing to the next. This morning, she posted something. I sincerely want to hug her. Ọlọ́run bá ń gbọ́. I don't know where she says she is now, and I hope that somebody surround her or somebody can just have access to her, right? Now she's 60. She's posting this. It's not a joke. And I sincerely pray that this woman will get the help that she needs. I pray that she will get the healing that she needs, because she really, really needs it. Everybody deserve to be happy. Everybody deserve to feel love. Everybody deserve to have love in their lives. Everybody, every single body, person, because that's what God wants for us. That's why He created us to have relationship now with Him and with other people. So this morning she posted that she's done with everybody. She doesn't want to be contacted. She said she deleted 1,000 and something contacts on her phone. She doesn't want. And I said, "Nǹkan ṣe àǹtí yìí, kò ń ṣe nǹkan kékeré." I think she's at the peak of ọlọ́mọ kò já síta. Somebody needs to get to her. Somebody needs to help her. She's traumatic. She traumatized. She's really, really oozing out what she has kept. So this is explosion. You know, money can ooze out. She can't keep it any longer. She's been showing traces and saying stuff, but what she's doing right now, she needs help. She has a platform. That's why we can see what she's posting. Some of these bloggers, some of these people that are doing craziness on the social media, they have a platform. People are following them. That's when we can say, oh, on Yawiri, on Shiri, on so nonsense. They're misbehaving. A lot of them are misbehaving. A lot of them are they oozing out the bitterness in them. They're oozing out the bitterness that they've been covering. They're oozing out the bitterness that they've grown. with. Because normally, okay, I was on the phone with my daughter. She called me and we're talking. I was going that inside Sam's Club. And then this lady came with two beautiful kids. So I was like, me, I love beautiful things. So I was like, oh, you guys are so cute. So I look at them, they look like almost the same, a boy and a girl. So I was asking the mom, are they twins? She said, no, this one is three, this one is two. I was playing with these two little kids. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé wọn ò rẹ́rìn, they did not laugh. And that's I tell you, I always think deep. I don't just see things and forget about it. I think deep about things, stuff like that. So I was, so Tony was laughing because they know I love babies. So I said bye bye. The mom was forcing them, wave, do this, do that. They were cute. Anyway, normally when you say hello to a child, they will respond with a smile or a cry. It depends. You understand? So I was telling my daughter, Father, they said, let us continue to pray for her. Sincerely, I've been praying for her. Me, like I said, I've been praying for that woman. Auntie Kemi Olunoyo, I've been praying for her. So I was telling my daughter on the phone, like, I was saying Yoruba, kò gbọ́ Yoruba púpọ̀ náà, but just because I didn't want this woman to hear what I was saying. No, pé kí ló ṣe àwọn eléyìí tí wọn ò rẹ́rìn? Because that's not normal. When you see a little child and you're playing with them, they giggle, they laugh, they I was telling my daughter, I said they were not even pleasant. He said, how? I said, can you imagine? I was playing with them, they didn't even smile, they didn't even laugh, they didn't even wave. That's unusual for a child. You understand? They're still little. It may be their mom already told them, don't wave to strangers, don't talk to strangers, don't laugh at strangers. It may be, you understand? It may be like, okay, she just told them shut up or something. But usually when God creates us, when you're born, when you're a child, a toddler, you were born with love. You're born in love. You're supposed to express feelings. You're supposed to express love. You're supposed to smile. You're supposed to be pleasant. That is the norm. When you begin to hate, when you begin to get sad, when you begin to be unpleasant, is how you've been raised. My kids are very pleasant. Very, very pleasant because they have to be pleasant. Think about share smile. You understand? Express yourself. Express yourself. I'm still gonna come back to that because I saw something again. All of them that have been attacking Eniolua. Is it Eniolua? No, Eni. We call him Eni. Priscilla's friend. Priscilla's best friend. I wanted to write something about that. And some people attacking this boy. I want to ask them, Sean feel love raised in Yisha. Are you raised in love? Do you even feel? Do you even know the meaning of love? I'm not talking about sex here. This boy, I'm gonna be diverting now, is still part of everything we're talking about. Okay, and your lure, yes. I don't know why you're attacking him. If he's gay, let him come out now. Show coin. Is it your problem? This guy is one of the smartest kids you can ever meet. He's doing his PhD. Mi ò mọ̀ bóyá ó ti ṣetán. I don't think he's finished. I think he just started that PhD last year. Very, very smart kid. He's one of the best influencers. You haven't seen any scandal about this boy. He's been in school. How old ni? And he's probably the same age with Priscilla or Kofodo Konju Priscilla. He has achieved so much in his life. You understand? He has achieved so much in his life. You're attacking somebody because he's crying. You saw your friend walking down the aisle. In your head, you're thinking, oh my God, Priscilla is finally getting married. You know, Emi Okin Sokun easily. I don't crack easily like that. But me just watching any, just shedding tears. His mother was there telling him, take it easy now. And Shebi, you will still see her again. And she was talking to him. Even me, I fell in love with their love. Even me, I was like, Shemon Kenny. Because it's a beautiful thing. I don't know why you cannot accept that a boy and a girl can be best friends. My best friend, but she me say guy. I call him Show. The people that know him know Wole Phillips is my best friend. We've been friends since we met. We were neighbors. We've been friends. This guy has been through two marriages with me. His own wife left him. If we're gonna just say, let's just continue now, Kamabara Wasu. We close. I can be in this room and naked because I won't say, oh yeah, sure, but get out. Because I don't even see him like, okay, it's just a guy. No, it's a friend. It's a friend. So what is wrong with people? And he's using lip gloss. So freaking what? Because he doesn't want it. I don't even care. But attacking him because he's crying. He saw his friend coming, he was crying. And people were saying things like, why would a boy be crying? You know, when I was going through my traumatic stuff, my son is the one that cries with me because is the one that will come to my room in the night and hug me, and then we both start crying. Because I raise him to show expression. I show him to show his feelings. Don't make your child suck it in. Let them express whatever they're going through. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń pè ní childhood trauma leléyìí o. Boys don't cry. Boys don't crack. You know why a lot of men are dying? They have so much in them. They're taking high blood pressure. Pressure tẹ́yìn obìnrin gbélé wọn láyà, àbí èyí tó ń gbélé ra wọn láyà. Some of these men, when I'm in counseling with them, they can't talk to their wives because they don't want. One guy was telling me, I said, you should have shared this with your wife. This is not a big deal that you cannot talk to your wife about. He said, and Dr. O, that's a sign of weakness. I said, who told you that? He said, my mom, this is a grown ass man. He's older than me. This guy is, that was last year. This guy was 57, telling me his mother told him, boys don't cry. He's now an adult. You know, that kind of a man will never, ever express his deep feelings for his wife. Boys don't cry. Boys don't show feelings. How do you live life healthy when you don't show feelings? How do you do that? My son will hug each other or is going through something, he will come to me. Sometimes he doesn't have to talk. He will just hug me and then he will start crying. You have to express yourself. That's how you get stuff off your mind, stuff out of your, and it's man enough. You understand? I was still telling somebody last week. I said, Toby is the only man in my life that opens the door for me. He still open the door. If we're going out together or if I'm going to enter the same car with him, he will come around and open the door. Now I have to behave like I'm a lady. Like, oh, Lemashi gira gira all the time, doctor. Oh, calm down. Let somebody open the door for you. So please allow people to express themselves. Allow people to be who they are. Allow people to live their life and and show feelings. Don't teach your boy child to suck it in. So many are dying now. So many men are dying. Àwọn tó ń ṣèṣekúṣe tó ń gbé pamọ́. Now you have issues, you have headaches, you have stuff that you're going through. You cannot even come home and say, Madam, sit down, let's talk. Because you don't want your wife to see you as a weakling. You don't want your wife to see you as weak. Cry if you have to cry. Please, I tell men in counseling, excuse her, let it go. Because you can see the tightness. Or I'm doing massage, I'm like, hey, what are you harboring? Sorry. Like, what is this? You have so much tension in your body. And boom, they fall down. You say, what's it cool? We saw one on Facebook, on social media recently. It was the wife's 60th birthday. It just fell down and boom, like that. Please release tension. Please express yourself. Express yourself. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And some of you that will come online attacking somebody else's child because of who they are, what they do. Kini titi yin, ma bimo titi yin. Honestly, I have so much that I want to talk about. What we can mad silly, but childhood trauma, emotional neglect, abuse, abandonment, witnessing violence, rape, molestation, abuse. You may not even be abusing the child directly. It may be you abusing your wife, you abusing your husband, domestic violence. These are some of the things that children suck in and grow up with. And then they grow up, he cannot even express that he loves somebody and you're insulting him. No, he never saw his father express love. He never saw the mom receive love. You getting the point? You never, you don't want your child to grow up loveless. That's what we see all these damaged adults online, just throwing gibberish, just throwing bitterness. Let people be who they are. How trauma shows up in adulthood: people pleasing, anxiety, fear of abandonment. I had this lady, nígbà tó rojọ́ lọ tó rò bọ̀, I said, okay, you're scared because it was the husband that called me. He wanted a divorce. I said, why? The simple reason that he wanted a divorce was because the wife was monitoring him everywhere. She will be monitoring the phone, be monitoring this, be monitoring that. And I said, Madam, why? She grew up with a father that was just praying his palm everywhere. Eventually, he abandoned them and left. So she grew up with a mother just trying to do everything, a single mother taking care of 5 children. They went through hell. So it's like growing up now, the slightest evidence that the husband was cheating on her, she just couldn't take that. She couldn't take that. So she's living her childhood in an adulthood. Scared that the man is gonna leave, scared that the man is gonna do this, scared that, you know, how trauma show up in adulthood. What we've been going through as children. You have anxiety now, you have fear. Fear is gonna leave, fear. And then a lot of people they are loveless. Oh, I need joy in life. Apart from not having joy, you don't have love. Honestly, when people post stuff, I read in between the lines. You can, oh, really, I need this, so my battery is low. I will definitely come back to watch. Go charge your battery. I already posted yes in the morning that I was coming. You should have charged your phone. Yeah, she grew up with an irresponsible father. She grew up with a father that abandoned them. So she was scared that this man was going to do to her what her father did to her mother. The truth is, as a man, society teaches us to man up. I tell my son, I only have one biological son and a lot of other sons. I have grown adults that I call sons. I tell them, show love, express your feeling. If you need to cry, come on, cry. Don't suppress your emotion. Open up. Opening up is not weakness. See? He's saying, I rarely talk about my problems and it's like a norm for me now. Please talk. Because you grow up like, man up. No, don't ever tell your child to man up. Don't ever teach your male child to man up. Don't ever teach your male child to suck it up. Let them talk. Let them talk. Because if you don't teach him, the street will teach him. Who will just become. Tumishe just said, it's norm for me now. That's not normal. God does not want that. How trauma works in adult. Anxiety, fear, people pleasing. You grew up with a mother that you have to, people pleasing. Now you have to please people. No. I tell my kids, I was talking to Tommy today, he was asking me about somebody. I said, you know what? I put boundary. I give people boundaries now. I'm not gonna do anything that would steal my joy. I'm not gonna do anything that would take away my joy. Even my grown adult kids, no. You live your life, I live my. I've trained you, I've done my part. I'm still your mother. You still need me, but hey, nobody should. Don't allow anybody to steal your joy. Don't be people's pleasing. Nǹkan tó máa mú inú ẹ dùn. Do it. If whatever you're doing or want to do is not gonna be pleasing to you, don't make it pleasing for somebody else at your own detriment, at your own inconvenience, at your own. ẹ̀yà mi lóyìnbó. No, don't be. Do not be. I'm trying to read your comment at the same time. Don't don't leave pleasing people. Instead, do things that makes you happy. Okay. The difference between big T and little T trauma, the brain and nervous system responds to trauma. Don't let us do science right now. Okay, Tumishe just said, he didn't say his mom said don't. He just said the society will teach you to man up. With your raise of hand, how many people? Let me see, don't allow anyone. The society sees you as a talkative when you express yourself. One is surrounded with those who believe you should keep things to yourself even when it is killing you. Don't just talk to anybody. You see me, eh? I talk to God like I'm talking to my father. I talk to him and I always pray, God, show me that person. Because you cannot just open your mouth and be putting your things out there. Sometimes I will just come online, put my shit out for you to see. So nobody will come behind and say, I know this. I don't have secret. I was just telling my daughter today. Nobody can hold me at ransom. I have no secret. It's not like everything you know about me or a lot of things you don't know about me. But I don't do things that I don't want people to hear. I will man up. I did it. Yeah, it may not be right in your sight. Well, maybe at the time I did it, it was right. But I will not go and be saying, come, let me tell you my secret. But you still want somebody in your life, your friend, your sister, your brother, not necessarily your pastor. Some of them are talkative. Ask God for direction. You understand? I used to have time. I sit down all night, people calling me, telling me stuff. I don't have that time anymore. I charge for people to talk to me now. And it's not like I still don't talk to people when I don't have 24 hours that I used to have on Facebook any longer. Ask God to show you somebody. There's always going to be somebody in your life that you can call, that you can express your feelings. If you feel like there's nobody, you see this phone, I don't know about your own phone. Every phone, maybe I don't know, I believe you do too. I use iPhone. There is a note on iPhone. Go there and just be writing. Bàjẹ́ Yorùbá ló fẹ́ kọ́ in your language, in whatever. Talk to your phone. And now you can even record your voice. Be recording for yourself now. Just get it out. Just don't let anybody shut you down. That's it. Don't let anybody shut you down. You get the point. So I want you to show by raising your hand how many of you were taught not to cry, not to speak up, or were told you're too sensitive as a child. Ṣẹ̀gbọ́n nǹkan tí mo sọ? How many of you were told you cannot cry? You can't cry in public. You can't cry expressing your feelings, especially the men. How many of you were told, don't speak up? Benuson, somebody was telling me yesterday, she had an issue with her pastor, and she was telling me her daughter wanted to say something, and the pastor was like, adults are talking, you want to talk to, in America or not Nigeria. And I said, if you've been in this country, if you just come in, I can forgive you because that's the way we used to do in Nigeria. I didn't grow up like that. I thank God, I bless God for my father. People ask me all the time, Doctor, where do you see your boldness? My father, my dad. Yeah, Busola, speak up. I grew up with a father that encouraged me to speak up. With a father that was, yeah, Joko, we'll be talking as adults, like we're both adults. I'm thankful for that. A lot of people did not have that. So, how many of you were told, shut up, you can speak in public? How do you tell a child, shut up, you cannot talk? Two adults are talking. If the child is interrupting or being rude, I understand. But a child has opinion too. You will be surprised. My daughter, the last one, told me something about church last week. I said, okay. It got straight into my head. What she said make so much sense. And it was like she was talking to my skull inside my brain. I took it and I said, thank you for saying that. I said, God wanted me to hear this. God needed me to hear that. And boom, I dressed up, I went to church. You get the point. So you cannot shut a child down. Let them talk. Whatever they want to say. If they say it and it's not right, that's how you correct in love. Okay, Tony, you don't talk like this in front of adult, or you don't talk back at adult like this, or you don't speak like that to an adult. We know we have culture, but hey, it is the culture that we're using to just render people useless. So do you understand? So do not shut them down. So I want to see your hand where you taught not to cry, not to speak up, where you told you're too sensitive. Oh, you're too sensitive. Let her be sensitive now. That's how God made her. Now you're telling somebody you're too sensitive because somebody is crying. It will begin to sink in like, okay, so I cannot cry. So I cannot show or cannot express my feelings. Being too sensitive. Now she's a grown adult. Now he's a grown man. He can't even tell his wife, I love you. He can't even express love to the wife. She can't even kiss. Somebody was saying, hey, Lila, I cannot kiss in public. Your husband, though, you're not a side chick. Is how we grow up. I don't see any hand though. I said raise your hand though. You're not raising hand though. Okay. For me, I don't cry. I was told I was too emotional. See, you tell a child you're too emotional. Guess what? She will begin to check herself. She will begin to think twice before she speaks. She will begin to think twice because she shows any kind of emotion. Any kind of emotion because she was told she was too emotional. So now she'll be like, maybe I'm too emotional. Oh, maybe I cannot talk. I grew up with a father who doesn't interact with his children. Maybe due to his type of job then. Now that we're grown, that's how it has been. Just good morning, no rapport between us. Not there's always you call that's okay. She said, I had a good I mean, maybe my boys, my brothers could say the same thing, but my dad was that expressive. He was always, I don't know how the boys feel. We are just two girls. My sister's watching. I don't know if she's still there. We grew up with a father that, our dad was there for us in everything. My dad was, I was closer to my dad more than my mom. I wasn't even my mom's friend at all. I'm Anjani. And people will say, oh, because I look too much like her. I don't call, it's my dad that I will call and talk to. It's me and my dad. So I grew up to be in the midst of guys. I grew up, that's why you can see me as a tough kind of, I'm a tomboy kind of a person. You don't shut a child down. Bottom line. She's too emotional. She's too sensitive. You cannot cry. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. What emotion do you often show the world? What emotion did you learn to hide because of childhood experiences? Best dad ever. Telling you. Catherine said she cannot be too emotional because she was told she's too emotional. So, our healing begins when we stop hiding. Kinomoso, healing begins. I wrote that book. Where's that book? Somewhere here. Let me show you. Unmasking the soul. You see, some things that we do as adults, we've been carrying forever as children. I envy such relationship, but unfortunately, I don't have such. I mean, oh yeah, we had good relationship with my father. He was my best friend. My dad was my best friend. My best friend. Very funny man. Very smart. You know, my dad was my best friend. Healing begins when we stop hiding and begin honoring all parts of ourselves. You know, somebody is showing, is expressing that he has feelings. He saw his friend walking down the aisle and he was crying. I mean, I was almost jumping in the TV to go hug Annie. Like, calm down, she'll be fine, she'll be okay. I can imagine everything going on in his mind. Okay, this is somebody I can call 2 a.m. This is somebody I hang out anytime. She's living with another man. Then some people are like, oh, you should have told her. No, they were friends. If they wanted to date, they would have done that now. They would have done that now. Your healing begins when you stop hiding. Your healing begins when you begin to honor all parts of yourself. Do you understand my English? Our healing begins when we stop hiding. Yes. That's when the healing begins. I'm not saying come on Facebook or social media and begin to expose yourself and begin to just throw it out like that. No, everybody is not Dr.O. And my journey did not start today. If you've been following me on Facebook, you know this is my life right there. I've been saying a lot of things. If I wasn't like that, I would not come now and just be telling you certain things. You saw me when I was married first time. You saw my divorce. You saw me remarry. You saw me going through life with this man. And you saw when he ran away. And you saw me at my lowest. So now that I can testify, you see me too. Hiding cannot get you anywhere. Your healing. And I know a lot of times my friends will be like, Doctor, O, I won't come to man post. Hey, Doctor, O, you post too much. You talk too much. And I always tell them, that's my own therapy. It's therapeutic for me. I've paid therapists over the years, but there's nothing that works for me personally than me just writing and telling you everything. Back in the days, it used to be journal. My dad taught me how to write diary. My dad kept diary till he died. He died at 76 years old. I still saw some of his diary. I brought it. Property temi joguni. I still saw. My dad would write everything down. Everything down. That's how he taught me. That's part of how he taught me to express myself. Because I remember I was 8 years old when he gave me that book. I mean, diary. He used to work with Leventis, you know, back in the days. They would bring stuff home. Gave me a diary and said, the things that you cannot tell anybody, let it be between God and yourself. Meaning, nobody's supposed to go look into your diary. So I began to write at 8 years old. And some things I will show him. Then he was working and come home on the weekend. So when he come, there was no phone back in the days. So when he comes, I will sit down with him and be saying, Daddy, this is what I write. I will be telling him. what happened during the week. So I will write it in my diary and share with him. That's how I grew up. You understand? Your healing begins when you stop hiding and you start honoring every part of yourself. You know, just feel it. Exhale. Just feel it. You're sensitive. Feel your sensitivity. You're emotional. You even buy. Oh yes, every year since I was 8, he bought me diary until I left home because every year the company will give them diary, so I always get one. You understand? I always get one every year. Now with notebooks, if you see, if I was home now, I will show you in my bookshelf. I have diaries. I have journals. Journals. It's this year that I did not buy any journal. No, I bought journal this year. I didn't write in them. I think it's just an habit. As a matter of fact, I bought a journal last month. Yeah, I bought a journal last month. We're supposed to start planning for something, and I bought that journal so I'll be writing things down. And I was telling Toby, oh, Toby, Mutira journal, this. He looked at me like, do you know you have a notebook in your phone? Yes, I do. I actually have like over 2,000, over 2,000 notes in this phone. I put them in folders and folders and folders. See, I have over 2,000 notes. And it dawned on me like, Dr. O, you still buying journal in 2025 when you can, it's easy for me to just quickly write whatever I don't want to forget on my notes. You understand? That's how I grew up. Plenty storybooks too. Yes, I started reading M&M, Paysetters at that age of 80 years old. When I wrote my book, Journey to Here, I almost held back some things because I was afraid my siblings might not like it. But once I did, I felt free and still feel free. Yeah, some things I want to write too. I'll be like, okay, but you know what? It's my life. Let siblings go and write their own. If it involves me, involves my life, I'm not going to write my biography or whatever. I still have some things. I really don't have much that I'm holding, but I think in therapy with certain people, certain friends at a point in time, I will share things that I have never told anybody. You understand? It will just come up and I'll feel a relief. I feel relieved like, okay, I talked about it. That's what it does. Just you releasing it, especially if it involves somebody else. It means somebody has been sitting down in your head for some time. The moment you talk about it, you're releasing that thing, you're releasing that person, you're releasing that thought, you're releasing that incident, you're releasing that pain, and you receive your power. Unmask the soul. This unmasking the soul is pretty much about domestic violence, but it's at the same time about everything. It's about you storing things, it's about you masking things. It's about you masking things. I saw, is it last weekend? I saw a woman that was killed, and they were saying it was the husband that killed her, domestic violence. So it was a friend that was talking to on the phone. It's my friend, it's a guy. And I said, sometimes it is difficult. So we're talking and like if this woman had told somebody what she was going through, a lot of people probably would not have believed her. When was that woman, Echinashe, was that Igbo? Sorry. Sometimes my brain is just too fast. That was dead. Was it 2, 3 years ago? That woman that sings, that gospel singer, that Igbo woman. Nobody knew she was going through abuse or domestic violence. She died, and then everybody, oh, I knew or I don't know. This woman just died this past weekend, and I hope that man will pay for what he did. Sometimes when people call me, one lady called me one day in Nigeria. I went out, it was at a party. I went out with Yalaje. Big time, rich. He said, Doctor, I've been following you. I said, where? First time to marry one year. He said, how I follow you? I follow you. Somebody actually mentioned your name. She said she saw me at another with Yalaje somewhere and somebody mentioned my name and they were talking about me. I said, I hope it's good talk. Oh, he said, oh, yeah, yeah. They were just talking about what you do online. And she went and looked for me and been following me. And she said, I have something to say. I don't know who can believe me, but I just saw you working now with Yalaji. Oh, she Nashi. Thank you. Bankole Dokas. And she said, I think I can open up to you. I said, okay, this is patio. You don't know who can be eavesdropping. I said, let's schedule to talk. Let's talk. So I made an appointment. We met somewhere. I try not to cry because nobody will believe what this woman was going through. Nobody, nobody. Because she'll still come out, a society lady. Nobody would believe it. This pastor's wife that just died, and I think she's a politician or something. She's a special advisor to somebody or something. How many people would have believed her? How many people? People are going through a lot. Unmask the soul. And one thing I don't like about Africans, Nigerians, we don't believe in therapy. And at the same time, those that believe, I've been looking for a psychologist or a therapist for somebody close to me because I don't want to be the therapist. I don't want to be sentimental and I don't want her to be sentimental. I don't want her to hold back anything. Do you know I've been looking for somebody to help me with her? I called Dr. Pamela. She was busy at that time. Maybe now that she's done with her PhD, she will have my own time. Maybe. I've been looking for a therapist to help my somebody. I haven't. And please let me tell you this because her mother told me somebody volunteered to help and they took her to, I think it's a group or an organization that they have counselors. When she told me that, I said, are they freelance counselors? Some people are gifted. Trust me, before I even got my certificate, I'm gifted. I have listening ears. God gives me the wisdom to counsel people. When I came to Iloyinbo and I wanted to go back to school, I did not think twice. I just wanted to be a counselor. I just wanted to be a counselor. If I can do it for free, I can go back to school and learn and be skilled and be certified to do it. And that's what I did. Some people are gifted, don't get me wrong. But you see, a lot of people, they're not counselors. It's one thing to give advice, it's one thing to be a therapist. It's not the same. So sometimes when you think you're counseling somebody, you're damaging them. Because this girl told her mother, please don't ever ask me to go back there again. Because she felt like she opened up her life, her pain, and what came after that was a regret like, oh my God, I shouldn't have. And this happened a lot of time. And then that kind of person, it's going to be difficult for her to open up again for somebody else. When you really, really have to deal with some certain traumatic things, please find a professional that know what they're doing, that are trained to do what they're doing, not 3 months, 2 months training in one church. When I used to teach leadership training with my ex-husband, Abatobi, that's one area I love to talk about, that I love to teach. Please, because you are a pastor does not make you a counselor, does not make you a teacher, does not make you an advisor. A pastor, an apostle. God gives people certain gifts. You cannot operate in the office you're not gifted. you will damage people. A lot of pastors, a lot of religious people are damaging people more than they are helping people. And I'm not talking about money now. This is not even how they financially ruining people. I'm talking about emotional and mental. Please leave it for the professional to do. If you have a big church, you can afford to train your staff or your ministers. Let them go and learn. Let them go and get certified. Please, because you're doing too much damages. Because I could feel this ladies, this my girl's spirit that day, like, oh my God. I didn't want to know because I already know. I already had an idea of what she felt, of what was done to her. So please don't be a volunteer counselor that has not been trained properly. A lot of you are judgmental. So you already have you already have a mindset about certain things. So no matter what, somebody that has been raped, somebody that has been molested, somebody that has been abused, somebody in a domestic violence situation, you already judged her. And somebody that has been carrying some trauma from childhood, around bomb, you're damaging that person. And that's why you see people withdraw to themselves. That's how you see them. So our healing begins when we stop hiding and begin honoring all part of ourselves. Be who you are. Be real. Get out of your shell and live your life, healthy life. Okay? What time? I don't want to spend too much time. Trauma and identity. How trauma can distort self-worth. The inner critic versus the inner child. Ṣóyìnbó yóò ti pọ̀jù nísìn. Generational trauma and silence in families. You have 50 more minutes. That you're fair for me, 2 hours. Okay, let's see. I don't have anybody until 4 o'clock. So I'm cool. Oh, yeah, I'm cool. Generational trauma and silence in families. Secret. We call it secret, family secrets. Silence in family. Ooh, my kayegbo. My come on by. I was speaking to a lady, 40 years old. It was her uncle that raped her at 15 years old. Unfortunately, she was pregnant. They abort the baby. She's 40 years old. She still doesn't have any child. She's married. She's been praying and looking for a child. That was why she called me. So we're talking. I do inner healing. She didn't come because of the rape. She came to me because she wanted a child, and ọlọ́dẹ yọ̀ǹda gbogbo ìyẹn fún àwa. You know, I've been praying with her. So she called me one day and I just saw that flash. I'm like, what is really wrong with you? Because she wasn't in Nigeria, because if she was in Nigeria, I would have sent her to my office to go do the NLS machine. Because that machine will tell you if there is no womb there, the machine will tell you you've aborted before. The machine will tell you everything. That machine is a jail. So she called me that day. It was in the night. I just finished prayer line. So she called right on time. I was still in spirit, kind of. So I said, is there something you're hiding from yourself? She said, no, ma. I said, huh. I said, you know what? It's not like you can't have a child. But God is telling me that's a secret you're keeping. It's affecting you. She said, no, not really. Doctor, milking, she know. I said, no, it's not that. I said, as a matter of fact, I just saw a flash. You were young. I just saw a younger person of you. You know, just it's like somebody, what I saw, see things sometimes like you're watching TV. Emma Binu, Emma Ikago spiritual. How does she look at the so-called uncle? Okay. Serious childhood trauma. What I saw was a teenager, like, Kenyon Kajo. She was just sitting down behind the door like this, like crying. That's what I saw. And it was a lot of ush, ush, ush that I was hearing. So it's like Maja Kongbo kind of a thing. I said, are you sure? This is what I saw. So go back, pray, and think deep. Maybe there's something that is affecting you from your childhood. Go pray about it. God not offer me. Don't tell me reading was offering. So you go and pray about it. Maybe God will show you. Go and do the digging yourself. I don't want to dig it for you. Go and do the digging yourself. I didn't hear from her, you know. Then she called me in the middle of the night again because she's in UK. So she said, Dr. O, I prayed that prayer you said I should pray. And I saw something. I don't know if it's a revelation. I don't know if it's a dream. I said, what did you see? She now told me. I said, do you think back if there's anything at all from when you were a teenager that you feel like nobody knew or nobody should know? Sometimes when you have buried certain things, you may not remember, or because it's already buried, no matter what, it will take God to get that thing out of you. Because I don't believe that she did not remember that happened to her. I believe it was something buried. It's a family secret. It's a childhood trauma that she thought she buried, but affecting her. The bitterness, the pain, everything. I said, are you sure? She said, she couldn't remember, but she said, what I said I saw was, I said, be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Eventually, she started crying. Oh my God. I missed my sleep that day because she just kept crying. And then she told me her uncle raped her and she was pregnant from that. It was even when she became pregnant that the parents knew it was the uncle that raped her because she didn't tell because the uncle was like, I will kill you if you tell. You know how they will just threaten you. That was how the parents knew that she was raped and she became pregnant. You know, she's from a well-to-do family. And nobody should hear this. This should not do. She couldn't be pregnant. They had to abort the baby for her. As a matter of fact, that's how she got into UK at that age. He said they shipped her overseas immediately. So she was cheated, she was raped, she was traumatized. At the end of the day, you shipped her out of her comfort zone to go overseas. That's where she lost the feelings, the emotion, everything at 40 years old. So for 25 years, this lady has been carrying that burden of family secret, of being raped, of the pain, of the trauma. And she said every time she thinks she can't get pregnant, she still think about the abortion. She still felt how they did the abortion. She still was being pained how the uncle raped her. It's a family secret. The father is dead. The mother was still around. And I said, what about the uncle? He said, the uncle is still alive. I said, you confront all of them. Since nobody knew in the family, the only two people that still know are your mom and your uncle. Put the two of them together on the phone. Express yourself. If you need help, but I want you to talk to your family first. Tell them you want to talk to them, both of them. If you have to go to Nigeria, go to Nigeria. If you want me to be there, I will be there. It's my job. He said, no, she doesn't even want to see him. And she disconnected from her mom. I mean, they still talk and stuff, but you can tell she felt like they took her joy away. She felt they damaged her. So she's been resenting the mother, the parent. I mean, at 15 years old, she was taken away anyway. So she didn't agree with the motherly love, the fatherly love. She was shipped to one auntie. An auntie was maltreating her in London. Well, she survived. She's You want to know the end of the story? She had a child. Sometimes it's not like, okay, I ain't shame. Pain can suppress your blessing. Bitterness can just make your life stagnant. Take that from me. Because you'll be going from mountain to mountain to hospital, they will tell you everything is okay medically. Sometimes, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, Sha. Kima Koma Rujolo as pastor, because I don't want to turn this to a spiritual class. But sometimes something will just be holding you. Pain from the past can take your power, can take your blessing, can limit where you can go, can limit what you can be, can limit what you can achieve. Not because somebody is tying you with juju. No. Pain. Don't make me explain that right now. But it can. I've seen that a lot. May God help us, yes. So, let me ask you this question. Somebody says something, I can relate. I can relate. I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you can open up, if anybody can talk, what is the Oprah? First time I heard that moment was from Oprah Winfrey. What's your moment? What is that moment that you felt like enough is enough? This pain is not going to hold me down any longer. Enough is enough. I need to open up about this. Is enough. I need to break free. When was the moment for you? When was your moment? When was that moment? Well done. Thank you, Bankole. When was that moment? Feel your sensitivities when you need to deal with traumatic, either as a child or as an adult. Get a professional to help you in your healing process in your conscious process. So, silent in the family, serious childhood trauma. Yes, pain can suppress your blessings, such as pain from the past can hold you down. Okay, yeah. What is your moment? What is your moment from childhood trauma? When did you get that release? When did you get the break free, or you still holding it? This is the beginning. If you still have that thing in your life, if you still have that trauma going on, I just want to pray that God will release that mask, that God will take that mask, that God will minister to your soul, that today will be the beginning of you stepping out of your pain and stepping into your power. And somebody say, Amen. Let me say, I don't want to miss your comment. You have 50 minutes. Okay. Okay. So, when is your moment? When is your moment? Trauma can distort self worth. Like, I'm not beautiful, I'm not fine. When you continue, I had a guy called me and nobody ever told him anything positive about his life. Nice looking, cute, like, hey, ẹwà ọkùnrin bó ṣe dà tó. And somebody will call that one ugly, stupid, idiot, and stuff like that. Because he grew with an alcoholic father, he will come back home drunk. He was the first child, beat him just olomashilekun. Because the mother will wake up in the morning to go to her market. So she stopped waiting for him. It was him that will wake up or just do like this on the chair, waiting for daddy to come back. Open the door. Boom, Igbatini. Sheila. I mean, he grew up like that. Destroy his self-worth. And it didn't say that it can be anything good. It didn't say it. I mean, he lost no self-esteem, nothing. And guess what? It was a womanizer. Like, it was mm, just fucking anything fuckable. Like, he didn't see, because, and I tell men all the time, the moment you begin to just do isheku shikakiri, just anything in skirt, you have no self-worth. I don't care who you are. I don't care how rich you are. Hey, mommy, you're nothing, because you must have zero self-esteem to be just jumping on everything in skirt. Even as a woman, you must have no self-esteem. You must have low self-worth for you to be jumping from one man to the next. You don't look beautiful. You come to buy it, that's okay, you are big. No self-worth. Because sex should be sacred. I'm not saying don't have sex, oh. I'm not saying that, oh. But just jumping from one person to the next, from one person to the next. This lady was telling me, Doctor, nobody ever told me I was beautiful. She's been raped several times, and she accepts like she's useless. So anything comes and goes until she met this guy that was, I mean, it's like he was treating her like gold, like, okay, this is the best woman in the whole world. And she was scared. She didn't believe him. So, I mean, they were in a relationship, but the guy, it was the guy that called me, like, can you talk to my wife? I love this woman. I can't even think about living without her. And I'm like, hello, Shea, what's wrong with you? How many men will be doling on you like this? And he said, never. And she was scared. And it's like she's never experienced love in her life, not from her father, not even from her mother. She thought she's useless, she's worthless, nobody wants her. So when a man comes like this, she's jumping on them like, okay, yes, at least this one wants me. Now you see true love you cannot appreciate because she's never known what true love is all about. When is your haha moment? If you could say one thing to your younger self right now, what would it be? It's painful, but with time, you will heal. What is one thing you can tell a younger version of you? What is one thing you can tell a younger version of you? Younger self, younger Busola, what will you tell? Nothing much that I want to say except that, you know what? I'm blessed. I had a good childhood. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's perfect. Certain things happen that I've talked about, you understand. But I mean, I enjoyed my youth. I had the best time of my life in high school. I remained virgin. I'm just like carefree like this. And I knew that I don't want boys to disturb my life, to derail my life. So I was doing my own thing, but that was the best time of my life. No bills to pay now, Abby. Just having fun, you just enjoying life. Just in school, enjoying life. I My school was a girls' school, and we were so close. We grew up like sisters. The time my father was not even there, I was in the hostel. I mean, I grew up with sisterhood. Some of them are not even talking to me anymore on Facebook because of Facebook. Anyway, but we grew up. And I remember when somebody said, "You and Lagbaja cannot be enemies." So, remember, we grew up as sisters. We take care. We used to take care of one another because some of us, our parents were not even there. We grew up, and that's how I grew up. We grew up like sisters. We buy food and eat food together. We share our lunch money together. I would spend my lunch money to buy rice at your and then walk with my friends all the way. If Teba Mobitama first any day, they gave me money for transportation. No, we will go and eat rice and then get the energy and be talking all the way from Okoye to Roundabout. If you know where I'm talking about, Aralisha Nyowa. You understand? We will walk from school to Imo just because I wanted to be with friends, just because I wanted to walk home with them. At the time, I had some of my friends, they have bus, Omolowo ni won, and they will take me. Sometimes I will just not go with them, go with the other crew, and we walk. So I am blessed. I'm blessed. That's why I think differently sometimes because you grow up like that. You don't want to eat. You cannot eat. I don't even have that spirit in me. I cannot even. Stages of feeling. That was said I have 38 minutes. I want to go through this today and do something next week. The power of naming the trauma. You know the power that is in you saying I was raped. I'm not saying come online and expose yourself for because or go to church and be telling your pastor, I cheated on my husband. No, it may be that pastor that will call your husband, Ṣé mo pé ìyàwó yín bá Mr. Alágbájá sùn? I'm telling you the power of naming your trauma. Child molestation. I remember this guy that follows me. It was that time we used to be very busy on intimate issues. I think we were talking about child molestation or something like that, or we used to campaign for domestic violence and childhood molestation. This guy told me he was raped. That is naming your trauma. The power of naming your trauma. Unmask the soul. The moment you have that power to reach out to get help and say, Dr. O, as you see me, society lady, my husband is abusing me, is violating me. You naming your trauma. The moment you have that power to look at your pain in the face and say, yes, you're the pain. Childhood molestation, childhood abuse, husband abuse, whatever. You naming your trauma. Those times I need to start outreach again, honestly. I'm just settled here. I need to start. I love going out to just talk. I love outreach. I love going out. I remember when we went to Abuja, we went to, I forgot the name of the school. I used to love going to all these schools and just talk. When we went to that secondary school in Abuja, the things I heard that day, when I got back to the hotel, I cried for these kids. I couldn't cry in front of them. I think it was only one of them that when I was hugging her, I said, look at me, let's cry together. Just let it out. This particular one, I don't know how I lost contact with her. She was bold enough after we talked. She said, Mommy, I'm ready. I can go with you anywhere and talk boldly. Guess what? She named her trauma. It was her grandfather, Kinowi, Babe, grandfather that raped her at 14 years old. She would go from school to their city or village for vacation. Grandfather started sleeping with her. This virgin, the first time, it will be like this, like you feel shame, you couldn't tell your father, you couldn't tell your parents. And every single time they send her back to this same man for holiday. So now it was her norm. Because when she's there, grandfather is, guess what? It's not like grandfather doesn't have wife. Oh. Grandmother is still there. Oh. You go in the night or when everybody's not home to be sleeping with your granddaughter. The time that I talked to her, met her she was 17 years old. She was in high school at that time. And that was her last year in that school. As a matter of fact, she didn't just come and say, I want to name my trauma. She just came, she was talking to me like, oh, thank you, ma. I look at her, I saw pain. I said, you're a very beautiful girl. She was smiling. I said, but I see pain deep down. She kept quiet. I said, if you want to talk to me, it's okay. I'm all ears. I don't know what got into her. She just pulled me to the side. He said, Mommy, come. And said, I was raped at 14. I said, oh my goodness. Do you know the person? He said, yes, it's a family member. And when family members rape, especially as a kid, you want to protect them. You're taught, you're told, you're forced to protect them. I said, you know what? Grandfather is not here right now. No, no, I said the family member is not here right now. You can talk to me. I'm a stranger. I don't know your family, but I can protect you. He says, really? I said, yes. How? I told her how. I said, the moment you tell me, then I'm going to protect you. She said, my grandfather. I said, what? Grandfather as in somebody on your street that you all call grandfather. He said, no, my father's father. That was not the first time I will hear that anyway. But to that, I said, okay, fine. So I said, do you give me permission to talk to your principal? I think their principal, when we went there, was a woman. I said, because I promise protection. Because this, I don't want it to slide away and go under the carpet. We need to confront this. You already named your trauma. The stages of healing is this first one. This is an awareness. We have to take action. So the principal said, don't worry, I'll follow her. Grandfather. This is not brother from the second house. Our grandfather. So that is the power in naming your trauma. She sent me messages later, was communicating with her. I don't know at what point that I lost contact with that girl because I told her go to school. They're not poor. Because if money was going to be the problem at that time, I would have sponsored her education. I said, go to school. They have money. They're not poor. They have money. And sometimes rich people are the one that misbehave the most and keep the secret, family secret. A lot of people sleep with their children. A lot. Not just uncle or auntie. A lot of people sleep with their own children. As in, Eshungbe no yini. Inner child work, reparenting, self-compassion, healthy boundaries. You have to set boundaries. You have to teach children. One thing that I did, that I taught my kids is you have to set your boundary with anybody. Sometimes when people ask me, I want call, I say they're in their rooms. They're in my house. Now they are adults. I don't just go in their room. Sometimes I still sneak. Don't tell them. But when they are not there. But when they are in their room, I knock. I'm behind the door. Like, Tommy, can I come in? I think it's Tony that I see chance because she's still in college. She's just 20 years old. So, I still treat her like she's 20 years old. You set boundaries. Do what? You set boundaries for people. You show people, teach people how to treat you. That is if you know your self worth. If you know you're not worthless, nobody can make you feel worthless. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't allow anybody to abuse you. I'm speaking to adults now. A grandfather doing such. Yes, a grandfather. Inner child. No, therapy, spiritual healing, and safe community. What community is safe? What community is safe? Church sometimes is not safe. Church is where they damage some people. So what community is safe? You can find one like I already said, talk to God. If you believe God though, let him direct you. I've been to some churches that I had to start certain groups. Grief group. I've started domestic violence group in a church. I started the grief, you know, it's just unfortunate that what the church is sometimes is not what church is supposed to be. Church is supposed to be a refuge place, a refuge. Wọ́n lé ẹbọ láti ta ó sá wọnú church lọ. Wọ́n lé ẹbọ, ikú ń lé ẹbọ ó sá wọnú church lọ. Wàhálà ń lé ẹbọ ó sá wọnú church lọ. Church is supposed to be a refuge, like somewhere in the church. Create a group. for single parents. You want them to come to be free. You want where they can open up and express themselves. You want people of like-minded to understand what you're going through. Several times I wanted to, and I'm still gonna do it. I mean, I'm still not in a relationship right now, or don't want to be right now, or I'm not married yet. I don't know if I want to. But I've been single for 5 years. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. I've went through a lot. I sincerely want to be open and just talk about these things and let somebody know, yeah, I feel what you feel. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're going through. Being a single adult is not the end of the world. But a lot of people will not be able to open up because you already judge them. You already judge them. There are certain things they can do. There are certain places you can't go. Even one was telling me, like, can you imagine? My pastor was like, we're not talking about people like you here. People like, I said, ṣe dẹ́tẹ̀ ni? Torí inú gbéla dẹ́tẹ̀ ń gbé láyé àtijọ́. He said, no, because she's single. And some people are looking at you like you're going to come snatch their husband. You understand? Just because you're single. You didn't do anything, no. It's just because of your status as a single parent, as a single mom, as a single lady. Now you are like a plague. But if you know your self worth, if you cannot find any safe community, please go get a counselor, go get therapist. Especially those of you that can afford it or in a Western world where things work. Pay somebody to help you get your life back in order. You've been traumatized enough. I have PTSD is a serious, serious thing. It's affecting a lot of people. My practice now, let me say 85% of my patients, I have clients, I have patients. If you're doing treatment, is automatically you're a patient. 85% of my patients are veterans, our military people. All of them are going through PTSD. That was not why they came to me. They came to me for chronic pain. You know, I'm working with VA. So they're sending their patient to me for chronic pain. And from the first one that showed up here when I first opened this place till now, what I'm able to understand is some of their pain are not physical. Some of this pain are emotional, are mental. And when you have that, you will have chronic pain. I'm not saying they're not affected physically, they are affected physically. But some pain that have become chronic are result of trauma. All of them have PTSD. All of them. They have therapists they see. Now that they see me, because they have 12 sessions, now they see me, the moment I go through their history and stuff like that, one was telling me, the one that I saw before I come online was telling me he went to Gulf War. They were exposed to chemicals and all that. As a matter of fact, I have to call my consultant. I need to get him treatment for that. So he was exposed to chemicals that's affecting him. He has chronic pain. And then sometimes during therapy, I'm asking them questions or when we just talking before they get on the table or when they get on the table. Just because I'm a counselor, I'm a therapist, apart from being a medical massage practitioner. So my clients are blessed, my patients are blessed. So they're getting like 6 services in one person that some of them are not paying for, but it doesn't cost me anything. You're already on my table anyway. I don't talk when I'm on the table. And I'm doing massage, I don't talk. But if I have to take you through the journey of that psychological and emotional stuff, then I'll be talking and talking. And that has helped a lot of them. They store so much in, they have so much tension that is causing chronic pain. Oh, doc, my neck. And then when I'm doing palpitation and all that, I realize it's PTSD, it's tension, it's trauma, not even the war that they fought, not even them jumping down from the plane. It's trauma that they've been carrying about. I'm asking them, how long have you been in pain? 20 years. How long have you been? The oldest of them is 69 years old. At least so far, that has been the oldest. They've been having pain for 40 years. As young shoulders, here they enlist them in the army like 18 years old. Some of they will go to the high schools to be recruiting these guys. They go straight to the military. Military pay for their school, for their tuition to college. I mean, some of the old ones, they've all been in war, Gulf War. One has been in two wars. This one was telling me today he's been in the Gulf War. Chronic pain, tension, trauma will give you pain. Ah, that's nothing that I use. I still have this. You touch them. Oh, I touched one. I did assessment for one last week. It was like I was touching a rock on his back. I said, Jesus. And then he said, thank God you know Jesus. I said, yes, so I am. He's an elderly 6'9". Yeah, he's the oldest. I said, geez, how long have you been carrying this? This man is a pastor. He's actually a pastor. How long have you been carrying this? The PTSD plus the physical injury plus, oh my God. In my head, I said, God, oh, when am I going to get this mountain down? Because that's a huge mountain. I mean, since I've been touching people, that's the worst. That was a rock. As in, that was a rock. It was like a rock. And some of this tension will build and it will be like Otisuke. It will be like therapy, spiritual healing, safe community. How are you going to get this safe community? Look around you. I know I used to have time. I don't have time anymore, but I'm back online. If I don't do one on one, we'll do it in class. Everybody will gain. That's why I'm doing this one today. Trauma will is pain. Trauma is pain. You're carrying it. You can imagine a 7 years old child that was molested or raped. Now she's 40, now she's 50. Nobody has ever known. She has never told anybody. So she's been carrying this is what I meet in counseling. I'm telling you, you've been carrying this traumatic experience for 45 years, nobody knows. You've been carrying this pain for 50 years, nobody knows. You think your wife doesn't like sex. She never told you she was raped. She was raped. Is the reason she doesn't like sex. She despises men. She despises sex because of the trauma. PTSD. Olayemi, how are you? Now, let's do something practical. Just look at yourself. Look at yourself. I'm Olubusola. Funke, look at yourself. Olayemi, look at yourself. Olaide, look at yourself. Tumishe, look at yourself. Olaide, look at yourself. Olamide, look at yourself. Funke, look at yourself. Whatever, whoever your name is, look at yourself. I want to do something practical. Just look at yourself and go back. We're doing inner healing. Somebody needs to begin this journey today. This healing journey. Somebody needs to begin this today. Look at yourself and try and remember the younger you. If you have any trauma that you're going through right now, if you have any pain in your life that you want to regain your power, let's go back. Memory lane. You may cry if you have to cry, you cry. Cry if you have to cry. Okay? That's this. The more she thinks of it without letting it out, the more she becomes bitter. Yes. How to get a safe community. Look around you. Just travel with me. At what point did somebody cause you that pain? At what point can you remember that you begin to feel resentment because maybe somebody didn't do anything? You just grew up with a father that didn't love, that didn't show love, that didn't know what love is, that never showed love. Think back. At what age, when you were 10, that you realized, like, okay, you see Mama Sherry's husband always hug his children when he comes back from work. That is the moment you know your dad is not doing this. You wish to be hugged. You like to be talked to. At what point did you feel like your dad is not like anybody's dad? Your mom is so not like anybody's mom. At what point did that person brought evil into your life? I tell this all the time. When somebody is raped, that's somebody bringing evil. That's evil touching you because you must be evil to just rape somebody. I don't care if you're drunk or anything. You're evil. At what point did evil touch you? At what point were you molested? At what point did you first hear that somebody said you're worthless? At what point did somebody first told you you're useless? At what point did somebody first told you you can never amount to anybody? At what point did somebody told you suck it up, men don't cry? At what point, at what point did you feel like you can never be anything great, anything good? At what point? Some people they have great childhood, unfortunately met the wrong adult that messed up with their life and begin to tell them you're worthless, you're useless. At what point? Thank you, Olayemi. At what point? Are you following me? At what point? At what point? Now, when you remember that point, now tell your younger self. Tell your younger self. Olubusola, Olayemi, Tumishe, Funke, Bimbo, you are not what happened to you. You are you choose to become. I told you I had a great childhood. In the last 5 years, at what point that I mean, my last divorce was a shock, even to me. It broke me. It broke me. It didn't even break me what that man did, but what people that are supposed to be close did to me. It broke me how I thought I've been of help to everybody, and now they even putting it in my face, blogging me that, hey, see your counselor, see her drying, see she can't even keep her home. Oh yes, I did keep my home. I did. Oh, I'm a great wife. I can boldly tell you that. Any man that marries me, any man that is in a relationship with me, you have won jackpot. God has it's blessing. I'm boasting. I can boast. My children will tell you I'm a great mom. I'm a great wife. That's how my son consoled me at that time. Like, mommy, you're a great mother. You are you're not just beautiful and smart, you're a great wife. So you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. You send me a text and send me the recording. Maybe I'll find it somewhere. So mommy, you're a great wife and a great mom. And I know that. You will know who you are now. I know. I don't care what people feel or say about me. I know I am. I woke up one night crying, look in the mirror like, why am I even crying? How can somebody do this to me? It just shows you never loved me. One thing I show Ogun say gone, sometimes Ogun, you understand I don't want to go with that. But the Holy Spirit told me, look at yourself in the mirror. Talk to yourself. Because this is not me talking to the younger me. This is me talking to a grown ass adult me. Because if my dad did a great job of instilling greatness in me, why would I allow a man to take that from me? Who are you? I don't know about you. Me, I communicate with God or with the Holy Spirit. Or I'm out, we go. And I heard, you're not what happened to you. It's not my fault. What did I do? Nothing. When you didn't have anything to say, it's like, could be more phone. You understand? But he just woke up one day and thought, only divorce. That's evil. I'm not what happened to me. You can't say I'm a bad wife. No, I'm not. You can't say I'm a bad mother. No, I'm not. So I told myself, Oluwabusola, you are not what happened to you. But from now on, you are who you choose to become. You are who you choose to be. Sheng Bomi. Somebody raped you. Somebody called you names. Somebody abused you. Somebody cheated on you. Somebody molested you. Somebody one share nyama nyama. One share jaku jaku. When evil touch you like that, some people will never regain that greatness again. But you telling yourself, I am not what happened to me. I did not make him do what he did. I did not make her do what she did. But I have the power to get my power back. I have the power to turn this pain into power. You have that in you. Everybody have that in them. I tell my kids all the time, you are not what people say you are. Look at yourself in the mirror. Who do you see? What do you see? Who do you want to become? What do you want to become? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What is your purpose? I know my purpose, but what I was going through at that time, I couldn't fulfill my purpose. And part of it is what I do on Facebook. Part of it is, I mean, my ministry is healing ministry. Now somebody has damaged me. Now somebody has thrown me off the cliff. How do I help other people when I'm bittered, when I'm in pain? And this is what a lot of people do when they begin to throw all sort of bitterness on social media. They are in pain. Auntie Kemi, now a lot of you can understand what I said at that time. That this woman is traumatized. She's not normal. Now she's talking about her pain. You see why she's so bitter. You see how she didn't care. She would just say things. She would just do things. Her pain is there. Never dealt with it. Never get help for it. Now everybody has to feel some pain that some people feel. That's the way some people behave. Some people will mask it very well and still be good and smile, but they have pain in their lives. But some will unleash their pain on you. And you'll be wondering, Kine Moshe. You will be wondering why. It's because she's in pain. And it's this, huh? Jesus, I don't want to go this far. It might be no. You'll be wondering, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this. Oh God. Huh. Tomorrow, no. I don't have any. I can't get that tomorrow. Emma Bin, I'm sorry. You know, they want you to feel the pain they're feeling. They want your life to be like their own. Sometimes I'll be like, "Emi komo ba ti eje." It is not me. I'm not your problem, but I can be of solution to you. I can be a help. But don't make me feel like, okay, I have to be part of your pain. I have to feel your pain. No, nobody has to feel your pain. But people can help you if you allow them to, and you don't have to make people feel your pain. And you don't have to make people feel terrible about who they are because you're terrible, because you're feeling terrible. Deal with your pain. Deal with your pain. Look at yourself. Go back to how where they damaged you, wherever you can remember, and tell that person that they damaged. You are not what happened to you. You are who you choose to become. You know why? Because I have a purpose to fulfill. It was after my divorce that I wrote this Unmask the Soul. Is it the second book? Yeah, this is the second book. Because this is, yeah. Orúkọ Olúwalé. Yeah, this is the second book. Let me see. Yeah, Oluwaferomi. Yeah, this is the second book. I wrote this. It's not even about it. This is only about domestic violence and, abuse and stuff. I'm still going to write one for pain. I'm still going to write one for what I went through. When you buy this, you guys are not buying my books. Or maybe I was not advertising my book. I wrote this book through pain. I didn't promote it. I didn't promote it. My publisher talk. Pastor Benga will call Mama, will say, does this man even know where I am or what I'm going through? I didn't even feel like talking. I wrote that book because E and BB, Dr. Abiola Fashino, they pushed me because I already have this manuscript and they made sure I published it. I did not really, I think I launched it on my 51st birthday. Yeah, second book. I launched it on my 51st birthday, but I didn't do justice to what is in this book. Sometimes strangers will call me, maybe seeing my number there. I think my number is in the book. Somebody called me one day. She's a white lady. Said I bought your book from Amazon. He said, I wish this book can go viral. I wish everybody can read this book. He said it's not only she bought it for her daughter going through abuse, but she said this book is about relationship. This book is about life. This book is about everybody. So she was telling me if she can get them in bulk because she want to donate it to the youth in her church. She said she has a group of young girls that she mentors. I said yes. I when I first published it, I gave it to my daughters. I said give to your friends. It's free because they're young. I want them to read it. She was in high school at that time, Tony. They came for sleepover at my house. I said this is my gift to everybody. They must read it, and they gave me feedback. They gave me feedback. So I'm going to write one about what I've been through. So there's no pain that cannot be turned to power. You just have to be the one to take what belongs to you. Get your power back. Nobody have to feel your pain. No, nobody. It's your pain. If people come now, I won't say, oh, I know what you feel. I can imagine what you feel is what I always say. Even if it's been a kind of situation that I've been, it's your shoes. I'm not the one in the shoes. It's you. I can imagine what you've been through. But no matter what you've been through, you can come out of it. Childhood trauma, whatever trauma, just get help and let the world have rest. Get help and let the rest of us be at peace. Have rest. Because sometimes I don't have time watching all these bloggers and people be like, Kilele in soy. How can you sit down, set ring light, and be cursing somebody else's child? Oh, they be tiẹ̀, àbó fẹ́ bímọ tiẹ̀. How do you come online and just be, I don't know. Èmi kàn máa ń conclude ni. Go and deal with your pain. Go and deal with your own demon. before you come out and unleash bitterness on other people. Okay? You are not what happened to you. You are who you choose to become. I'm going to tweet that and put my name because I am not what happened to me, but I thought about it and like I want to fulfill my purpose. So I am who I choose to become. And in the last 5 years, I know what I've been through, what I've walked, and healing doesn't come cheap. Even if you don't spend money, I know Lara, it's not easy depending on the kind of trauma you're going through or you're carrying around. It will take time too. But trust me when I say God will heal you. You have to commit. Now you said 10 minutes. Okay, I'm almost done. The first time that I will start my note from the beginning and finish it in one day. And I hope I'm making sense to you. So I'm almost done. I'm almost done. 10 minutes, I'll finish. I'm almost done. So you have to be committed. You are who you choose to be. God has created you already. The devil touched you, but you can, send back to sender. You can tell the devil, you touch me, but I'm gonna live my purpose. That uncle. Sometimes I'll tell people to confront. Thank you, Tumishi. I tell people to confront the demon. The demon may be somebody that damaged your life. Don't go and confront somebody alone. No. Me, I've done a lot of confrontation with people. Yeah, I'm the mediator. Tell him what you feel. Tell him how you feel. Tell her what she has done to you. Tell him what he made you go through. Tell him what you've been going through. Because sometimes, especially when it's been a pain from childhood, whoever did that to you probably have forgotten. Whoever did that to you, yeah, they probably have forgotten. But you know what? You're the one carrying the burden. You're the one carrying the pain. You confront them. Sometimes you have to do that to get your total freedom. But don't go and confront uncle something something. No. Especially if it's a rich uncle now and has a wife. Some women, what we harbor sometimes, ikalelomino, even though you know that thing is true. Like, I'm defending my husband. Which husband? Anyway, that's a topic for another day. Sometimes you need to confront your demon, but don't do it alone. I've done a lot of that. Like, we're gonna talk to you. I remember one time I went to Nigeria. She's like, Doctor, because now there's this person that I don't let me go there today. I went to her with her to her uncle. He's rich. He could get in trouble. He could do anything. He's rich. She's not poor any longer. She's old. She's old. She's doing well. So he couldn't threaten her with help because she doesn't need his help. But before you confront the demon in your life, don't just go and confront her. But it's a step. Sometimes you have to confront the demon, but you have to commit to healing. Otherwise, you live the rest of your life unhealthy. It is unhealthy. Carrying this heru wiwu name. Give Jesus your burden. Give Allah your burden. Whoever you believe, take that and leave it at his feet. That's why you're sick. I had this client, migraine. I said, okay, come see me. When she came, she was sitting right here. It's American. Telling me everything wrong with her. That spirit just said, a problem is more than physical. And in my head, I said, God, this is an office. So I'm not doing spiritual work for nobody right now. We began to talk. We began to talk because Sometimes God will just be dropping that question that I will ask. Asking the right question will bring the right answers. I won't, you know. So and I said, get on the table. I'm gonna work on your head and do cranial. So I was doing cranial for her, and then when I finished, I was talking. That was one of those moments that I would talk while doing massage. We finished. She just did this. I said, wow, because she couldn't do that when we started. And then he said, Doctor, my head is lighter. I said, do you? If I was recording you, you probably would be shocked at some of the things that you said. I said, if you've been carrying that around, of course, something is shifting, something is lifted. Yeah, that can cause migraine, that can explode you, that can cause tumor in somebody's head. I said, so this is one session, and you already feel lighter, you already feel something is lifted off you. I said, how about your headache? He said, oh my God, when you pulled my head, I was like, hey, this woman is gonna yank off my neck. I said, but it's like something is being lifted. I said, it's not only about me touching you physically for massage, it's what we talk, what you were saying. I said, you feel that first relief of letting it out. She never told anybody. This was a 45-year-old woman. She hasn't confronted her demon yet, but that thing has been ringing in her head. So everybody that knows her knows she has migraine. It's migraine. And she's been carrying that around, being on medication, heavily medicated. If you like, take all the painkillers, your problem is still right there. Your trauma is still following you everywhere. So, yeah, she came for her second session on Monday. She looked different. She looks, I mean, compared to the first time I saw her, she came in, I almost did not recognize her, and that's the truth. I said, oh my God, in just one week, because my VA people comes weekly for treatment. I said, you look different. You look really, really different. So she hugged me. She hugged me. You understand? She hugged me, and hugging me, she gave me money. I said you should pray that somebody will give me money. But you see, this money I'm not sharing today. Maybe I will, but I don't want to share. You know what I did with the money? I bought some gifts that I'm going to give. I haven't even told my staff because I just came back from Sam's Club before I started the show. I wanted to use that money, but my birthday is coming, and May is my giving month. So I went to spend that money. She gave me $200 on Monday. I'm like, because she's not paying for services. Our insurance is paying for the service. So I'm like, you gave me $200 tip? You say, yes, you just don't know. In the last 1 week, you just don't know how my life has changed. I said, my birthday is next month. Don't give me excuse for not bringing me gift. He said, no, doctor. I said, oh, is this for Easter gift? He said, no, my spirit gives you this gift. Go buy dinner. I said, everybody just give me money for dinner. But you see this money, I'm not going to buy dinner. I told her what I was going to use the money for. I said, the money, I'm going to go and buy gifts and had my own money. And I'm going to start buying gifts from now till Mother's Day. Some will go with Mother's Day, some will go with my birthday. I said, I'm going to use this to buy gifts and give people, mostly my clients, you know, mostly my clients for Mother's Day. Where's the chocolate? One of them is a chocolate, this big chocolate. I bought a lot of things. I bought air fryer, I bought some blankets, I bought towels. I bought, Sam's Club sometimes they're cheap. So all this I got from $200. I try to spend 178 or something. And I look at what I bought, they give good gifts. Maybe next week I'll put them here so you can begin to salivate for the gift. Yeah. Mother's Day gift, birthday gift. She gave me $200. Like, okay. You feel happy when people appreciate your worth, your skills. Our services was already paid for. $200 is a big tip. With this economy, I'm like, okay, it's either I go share Naira or buy gift. My spirit says buy gift. And I'm going to keep buying the gift. Every tip that I get from now to my birthday, except for a birthday gift, I'm not sharing my birthday gift. No, this year I want to feel pampered. But every tip I get from now till May, I'm gonna, what's your schedule like for the rest of the week? I'm gonna buy gifts and give people, give my clients, or give people that I feel need love. Sometimes when I post like what is the most beautiful gift you've ever received, a lot of people will put it there they've never received any gift in their lives. The first day I saw that I said, go but possible now. How can in your whole life? The first person that said that, I think it was during the time we're busy on intimate issues. I'm like, this is a grown ass person. How can nobody ever gifted you in your life? And that spirit said, yes, she's not lying. So some people in their life, one for one in country, you can imagine growing up. Me, you see how birthday is very important in my life. My sister is right there, so I cannot lie. If they don't celebrate anybody's birthday, in my house every year, my father celebrated my birthday until I left home. I left home at 25 years old. Every year, which I did kan ni wọ́n á pa fún mi. Bó ṣe cabin biscuit ni I would take to school. Every single year. That's how I grew up. And you wonder why I have so much love in me. Because I was taught to show love, to love people. Please, parents, if you're watching me, let your children express feelings. What you did not receive as a child, please give your children. Show them love. Show them love. That's how you can navigate this life healthy. That's how you can navigate this life and achieve your purpose. Sometimes I look at people like, why is she mad? Why is she like that? Even if you have money, you will not enjoy life. You will not be healthy. Yeah, my mom's hobby. Every year, every single year. It doesn't have to be big party. Somebody must eat. Somebody I must take biscuits to school. You understand? Show love. Express love. Give love. Show your children. Don't ever tell any child, male, female, to suck it up. He likes to put um gloves. Let him put gloves. That does not make him homosexual now. He likes to, let people express their innermost feeling. That's how. Binche why I was telling my friend yesterday. I said, show boy, me ni ronu. Allah ni ronu ara Galatia ni me as now. Because she called me, I'm like, She's like, "Oh, she," I said, "Oh, I have a lot in me." He said, "Busola ma ronu." I said, "Me, ironu. Allah ni ronu ala Galatia ni me." As you see me so, I eat what I want to eat. I'm not asking God for too much. I want surplus so I can give people. I want to travel around the world. I don't need to put millions in the bank so people can know that I'm rich. I don't need that kind of money that I cannot spend, that I cannot share. Show love, express feelings. Let people show you how they are, who they are. Let your child smile. Let your child give you a hug. Hug your children now. I still hug my son. I still hug, I think I hug him more than the girl's papa. Express feelings. I hug him. That's the person that I cry with, that cries with me. I don't need to say anything. He knows me, and he does not need to say nothing. When I look at Toby, I know what he's feeling. I know what is going on in his mind. Are you okay? Yes, mommy. No, you're not okay. Come here. Let's talk. When I look to my into my kids, all of them, I know them. And when anybody does anything in that house, I already know who did it. Let them express who they are. Let them show you who they are. As I he's on drug. I don't know where he is. You know, some of these things, almost only, only, is because they don't see love. Okay, ma, thank you, ma. That's my first lady. Eba Miki first lady, me, oh. Madam Laide Okikiola Badru, that's my pastor's wife. Thank you, ma. Thank you for your support always. Let them express love. Actually, 2 hours. I'm at closing. See, I finished my notes. I finished my notes. I finished my notes. Okay. Ask. I'm going to ask you this. What would healing your inner child look like in your life starting from today? Kó kàn wò pé èṣù tó fọwọ́ kàn yẹn o kò fọwọ́ kàn ẹ́. Like what happened to you did not happen to you. You know? How would your life have been? Ó dẹ̀ ti rí bó ṣe rí nìyẹn. It has happened. Now, if miraculously or with your decision or your commitment, you find healing for your inner child, how would your life begin to look like today? I told you when the Holy Spirit told me, you are not what happened to you. Where is it? You are not what happened to you. You are who you become, who you choose to become. That was a defining moment in my life. That was a defining moment. Guess what? I went back to school again because that was one more thing that I wanted to do. I went back to school again. I just graduated last week. I finished school December. I just graduated. Everything I wanted to achieve academically. My daughter was asking me today, Mommy, 11 degrees. Are you still going back to school? I said, No, Tommy, ẹ̀yin ẹ máa kàyókù lọ. Somebody was telling me in church yesterday, doctor, I saw your graduation. Congratulations, ma. Masters ló dẹ̀ kù kẹ́ ṣe nísìn. I laughed. I said, I have 2 masters and a doctorate. He said, kí lẹ tún padà lọ ṣe in school? I know why I went to school. I'm reaping it and I'm just beginning to reap it. My doctorate is not about me being a medical massage practitioner now. My doctorate is not about me being an herbal doctor now. My master's is not, So don't ever limit yourself. When I started school again from being a CNA, kí ni mo sọ fún yín? CNA 2020. I went to school February 2020 from the scratch, CNA. I just wanted the medical background, and I know that's the best place to be. And I knew I wanted to go to school. I need a license to be working to keep body and soul together. As a CNA in this country, you always get a job. So I planned it like Moloshi CNA. That will give me more money than just being a caregiver. You understand? I was still with Mr. Senior at that time, so like fellowship CNA. Oh yes. You have to know what you want in life for. Because I know that's not where I'm going. That's where yes, I was heading. But that's where I wanted to begin. In class, my CNA instructor knows me very well as Dr.O. First day, it was Dr. Bibi that introduced us. Like, is this? I said, yeah. First day I went to her. She thought I wanted to bring somebody. I said, I want to enroll. She said, for what? I said, your CNA class. My CNA class. Are you serious what you're saying? No, you must be kidding. I said, no, Matt, I'm registering. I want to do CNA. I paid for my registration. She kept looking at me. She appreciated that I was in her class because it was a 1 month class that she knew I was in that class. But I didn't go there as Dr. O. I went there, I wanted to learn. I want this license. I have a purpose for this license. Guess what? I left school in December. My first patient was waiting on me just because They saw my resume with all this medical background that you may think CNA. I did a med tech, I did this, I did that. And she's a medical massage therapist. I've been on live for 2 hours. If I tell you how many people have sent me messages, maybe I'm just gonna remove my resume where I put it because I'm not looking for job. But they will tell me your resume has been recommended, blah blah blah. I didn't lie in my resume. It's everything that I have done that I put in my resume. And some of these recruiters will call me like, are you sure you have all this? Like one told me, I can't imagine one person with all these licenses and certifications. Like he said, I saw it. I'm like, this person must be crazy. So I wanted to talk to you. I said, yeah, it sounds crazy, but yeah, I did everything. You get the point. You are not what happened to you. It took me 5 years to get here, but I'm here. So you're gonna need commitment for whatever kind of healing. It cannot be bitter and be great. No, that bitterness will hold you. Even when you become rich or whatever. You see some rich people, you see some influential people, you look at Kiloshile, that pain is still there, pushing them, pushing them. Time up. Yes, thank you. So, affirmation. You say this, you have to affirm this. Say it after me and type it. Type it, type it. I'm going to put it on my page. You can share, you can put it on your mirror and remind yourself every single day that you wake up and look at that mirror that, hi, Olubusola, I am not what happened to me, but I've chose to become who I want to be. What did I say? Let me say it the way. I am not what happened to me, but you are who you choose to be, but I am who I choose to be. I am not what happened to me, but I choose to be who I want to become. I am not what happened to me, but I choose to be who I want to become. So doing. Dr. O compose orin kan. I am not what I want to be, but I chose to be who I want to be. So the Fuji, so the reggae, so the akpala, so the whatever. So the orin. Because that's what you begin to do and experience. Okay? My book is on Amazon. If you're in Nigeria, go buy it in my office. I don't have time again to advertise one time up, but it's right there. Read something, get a therapist, see a therapist. Okay? And there are a lot of resources at the back of this book for those in America anyway. There are outline, there are, if you're just looking at me, you're going through some kind of domestic violence, abuse, or whatever, you can get help. There are resources out there. Make a commitment that you want to live your life, that you're not what happened to you, but you choose to be who you want to be from right now. When we come back next week, hopefully, I'm trying to adjust my schedule now so I can leave this time for you guys. You understand? And I am sorry that I forgot to tell you, we're not going to have the prophetic prayer on checking on Saturday because I forgot I already have a commitment. No, I already have a commitment in a version. Let me see. 11 o'clock. Yes, I have an 11 o'clock corporate speaking on Saturday. And unfortunately they are old people, so I can't even change it. We're going to one old people's home. I already volunteer. I'm gonna be their speaker and then do massages for them. I cannot change that. If I say let us wake up early, I don't know. So I don't think we're gonna do that. Yes, but I'm back. We're gonna begin our prophetic prayer, and the month of May, I'm gonna have a revival. I'll show you everything later. If you're in Atlanta, come to church. I'm preaching. It's my revival that God said I should do, and then for my birthday, I will announce all that next week, and for Mother's Day too. So I can't do prophetic prayer meeting this Saturday because in between I have to be on the way. I don't do spirituality like that. I don't want to be in the car and be talking and be praying. So Emma Bino, we are glad to have you, mommy. So Emma Bino, we won't do that this weekend. Next weekend is already May. Maybe we can do. Oh no, don't let me promise what I cannot do. Next weekend is Saturday. I'm going to another facility for the same thing. So we can't do that next weekend either. So we're just gonna wait for the end of May. So Emma Binu, I'm sorry. And maybe when we come next week, I will try and we I'll try and finish a day so we can do prayer. But I want to pray with somebody today. I cannot do all this talking and not hand it with prayer. Okay? I pray right now in Jesus' name. Whoever is watching me, no matter what kind of pain you're going through, I pray that the healing hands of God will come upon you in Jesus' name. Whatever you've been carrying around that is weighing you down, whatever is making you stagnant, whatever bitterness is making you stagnant, whatever pain is making you stagnant, I pray the Lord will lift it up, touch you, and give you the power to succeed, give you the power to excel in Jesus' name. I pray God will give you the power to excel in the mighty name of Jesus. May the Lord bless you. I just see somebody now. Tí mi bá máa lọ ńsìn, a lè sọ di ìsọjí, but I see somebody now. As a matter of fact, you were crying watching me, and I see somebody wiping your tears away. I see somebody wiping your tears away, lifting something out of you and wipe. It's like ọmú kankan kúrò ní ara ẹ̀, ó nu ojú ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run á nu omijé ẹ̀ nù lórúkọ Jésù. The Lord will wipe your tears away in Jesus' name. Whatever is making you cry, even when you're supposed to be smiling, whatever is making you sad, the Lord will turn your mourning into dancing. He will trade your sorrow for happiness and joy in Jesus' name. Within now and next week, by the time I come, there will be testimonies, even in our midst. Bá a ṣe pọ̀ tó yìí, Ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ ẹ́ lọ́lá, á dẹ̀ ẹ́ láre. You will come back with testimonies in the name of Jesus. So shall it be. God bless you. I love you sincerely from my heart, and I will see you next week. Èmi ò pín owó lọ́sẹ̀ yìí o, owó tí wọ́n fún mi, ẹ gbàdúrà, if I see money, I will share some next week. But everything that I was giving, mo ti mú lọ sí store, mo ti lọ fi ra gift. We will share gift for Mother's Day. We will share gift for my birthday. So pray that money will come again. Thank you, everybody. I love you sincerely from my heart. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. And don't forget, you are not what happened to you, but you are who you choose to become. Let that ring in your head from now till next week. May the Lord bless you. I don't even know what we're talking about next week. I want to talk about health issues and stuff too. I don't know. Whatever you think, drop it so I'll know what to talk about next week. Right now, I have no clue. God bless you. I love you. Bye. Good night.